don't understand. Why were you guys surprised to see each other when there was no defined relationship? Michelle asked Jane later that night after a quiet dinner with Clinton. Jane explained to Michelle that there was nothing going on between Clinton and her, and Michelle believed her sister. Jane could be anything, but definitely not a liar. The next day, when Michelle visited Clinton in his office, he kept asking about Jane, and that made her really uncomfortable. Why can't we just talk about us? Michelle asked in frustration and left, leaving Clinton, who was not bothered to go after her. One morning, Clinton secretly parked his car outside the estate, waiting patiently for Jane to come out. That IT was taking too long, but he never cared. He just wanted to see her. Fortunately, he saw Jane driving out of the estate towards a main street, so he drove after her. Jane felt she was being followed, but she ignored the feeling as she assumed that other cars could possibly be going through same route as hers. Just as she stepped out of her car, she saw Clinton walking to her. She blasted him with a tinge of respect and advised him never to follow her again. Clinton wasn't even given a chance to speak. He felt embarrassed and left with a street full of eyes gazing at him. Michelle was somehow depressed as she feared that Clinton would break up with her. She was crashing with her friend Stella, who kept encouraging her that Clinton loves her and won't even think of ending things with her. When Jane was returning from work that day, her car broke down on a lonely street. She was really frustrated. She called her mechanic, but he wasn't picking her calls. Just as she opened her bonnet, someone snatched her phone and ran off. She screamed for help, but there was no one nearby to help. Just then, she noticed someone walking towards her holding her phone in his hand. The person turns out to be Clinton, the same man she had embarrassed that morning. "Here you go," he said as he handed the phone over to her. "I can see your car's broken. I could call my mechanic to come fix it while I take you home in my car," Clinton had said, pointing to his car, which was down the street. Instead of Jane to thank him, she accused him of stalking her. She rejected his offer, walked back into her car, and then called her PA to come pick her up. It was Michelle's 25th birthday party. She threw a lavish party with designer decorations, gourmet catering, and live entertainment. Throughout the party, she was glued to Clinton, whom she introduced to her guests as her boyfriend. Meanwhile, Clinton's gaze was fixed on Jane, who was having a great time with some of her cousins who were present at the party. When he saw Jane leaving the party hall, he followed her. Jane was drunk to stupor. She was feeling dizzy and had managed to locate the room she booked earlier on. She was wobbling across her room and was going to fall when Clinton caught up with her. He took her to her bed and was going to leave when Jane begged him to stay with her. At first, Clinton felt she was rambling and didn't mean any of those words, but on a second thought he stayed sleeping next to her. It's been 3 days now, and Michelle hadn't set her eyes on Clinton. She was deeply worried because it was unlike him to skip work. She called him several times, but he wasn't picking nor replying her texts. With these, Michelle decided to visit him in his house. When she went there, she wasn't allowed in because Clinton had instructed the gateman not to let anyone into his house.